Well, I thought it was good, considering the amount of matches I've played in the last almost 12 months. I mean, played probably 6-7 matches in total ever since Wimbledon last year, and I personally feel, and I know that you can also see it from outside, that I'm lacking more of the match play and more of the situations of, competition, playing out points and official match. Because, obviously practicing and playing practice sets is one thing, and playing an official match completely something else, mentally mostly. So also, with injury and everything that was happening in the last couple of months and the post-surgery period, me trying to come back to Indian Wells and Miami, and obviously playing well below the desired level. It wasn't that easy for me to cope with all of that, but at the same time, it made me, I think, even more inspired to come back and try to play the way I play today. I mean, I think, as I said, under the circumstances and considering I haven't played too many official matches, I thought I played well. I thought I started a tournament well. It's first match on clay, and it's against a very good friend of mine who obviously, hasn't played at his best and is making a lot of mistakes, but still, I thought all in all was just a great start of the tournament.
Carlo?
Novak, reuniting with Marianne, does it feel like you never left, or does it feel different?
It's a fresh start, I think, for both of us, and I missed him, and I have a feeling that he missed me or tennis or both. But we both enjoyed a lot the last 10 days of practice we had. He knows me better than any tennis coach I've worked with. He's a friend, and he's someone I can share a lot of things with, in whether it's professional or private life. He's always there for me, and he knows me, inside out. He knows, what I need in order to get to the highest possible level of play. So we could not ask for a better start. I mean, together, obviously, we, as I've mentioned before, don't have any kind of long-term commitment with each other. We just want to see how it goes in this tournament. How, so far has been a lot of positive things, and actually only positive emotions every practice session and today on the court. So hopefully we can keep going in the right direction.
Left side.
We obviously haven't seen you since Miami, so can you talk us through sort of what led to the decision to move on from working with Andre and with Vajda?
Well, look, first of all, I mean, I'm so grateful to both of them for, willing to help me out, to be there for me, to contribute as much as they can to my career, to my life, and of course we still stayed friends, and Radek is actually, I think, coming here in a few days, so I'll be seeing him, and this doesn't affect our personal relationships, and that we established, over the years, both with Radek and Andre. But we just decided that it's better to part ways, because we both sides did feel that that's best for me and for them. So we just I didn't know in which direction I want to go. After Indian Wells and Miami, I was questioning which way I want to move ahead, and I didn't want to keep them in, so to say, in the dark in a way, in being indecisive and not giving them clear, indications in what, you know, what I'm going to do, because the elbow was still not as good as it was in the last 7 days. So after two years, finally I can play without pain. And Indian Wells, Miami was, especially Indian Wells, was not like that. And I understand as well that you know, I might have rushed my decision to play a little bit, because I missed matches, I missed playing. I didn't have risk of hurting the elbow, which is good, but I obviously wasn't ready to play at that level physically. I mean, I you know, had to work, but I decided to be there, and that's it. You know, Marian is back, and you know, we just see things as they are at the moment, and God knows what future brings.
Simon?
Novak, why do you think, from your point of view, it didn't work with Andre and the way you wanted it to?
No, I look, you know, you have to understand that we, you know, first of all, we didn't have any commitment, we didn't have any contract, we didn't have, you know, he was not, you know, working with me officially. You know, he was helping me out, and he was really genuinely wanting to help and to give me advices and to share his experience with me. And that's, you know, that says, you know, speaks enough about him as a person, and you know, that he is, and someone that I always admired as a player and as a person. And you know, the last 8-9 months with Andre was just amazing. You know, the amount of things that I've learned, just, you know, not just about tennis, but life in general. And for that, I'm very grateful. And you know, so we didn't, you know, we didn't have a, you know, kind of official relationship, so we could not have ended it at the same time. So I mean, he's, you know, invitation to call me, as he said, is always open. So I mean, I can call him any day and speak with him and ask him for tips, advices, or whatever, and you know, share something. So that's always the case with Andre and with Radek as well. Although with Radek was slightly different, because we were talking about some long-term commitments, but you know, Radek was also ending his player career, and he, you know, up to late in December, you know, we didn't know whether he's going to be a coach or player or both. So you know, before it has even started, in a way, I mean, it has ended, but you know, again, nothing personal, no bad feelings. We just split in a very normal way, and as I said, you know, we're going to be seeing each other and still keep on being friends.
It didn't seem normal though, because I was just wondering if you were disappointed at all that he put the news out before you, because normally in tennis, the player would put the news out.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, you know, it's Andre was giving an interview, as I understand, in ESPN, and we talked about, I mean, it's, I don't see things really from that point of view. I don't, you know, I don't mind that, or I'm not disappointed at all. I mean, I just have gratitude towards Andre, I mean, and Radek, especially Andre, for what he has done for me in the last year or so. I mean, I mean, that's it, you know. I felt only friendship, I felt only sincere willingness and desire to help me out, and that's all. I mean, I don't care about the game, who comes in and says, you know, things in the press first. I mean, nobody offended anybody, so we're still in a very good relationship.
Last two questions, Isabel?
Today you seemed to be 100% into your match right from the beginning, physically and mentally, from the outside anyway. Is that the way you felt? Is it because you eventually played pain-free, or is it because you found some serenity back being with Marian?
Well, it's a combination of things. I mean, obviously the pain was a huge factor. That was affecting my overall state and my mind. My you know, I had to, when end of last year, when I started training again, it took, I think, about 4 months off from tennis. I did fitness, and But I even when I'm doing conditioning training and fitness, I have to avoid, you know, doing stuff. I have to do specific work there. I can't throw a ball, or I can't, you know, impersonate tennis serve movements, and so it's a lot of things had to be left aside and compensated because, you know, the elbow was not healed. And if I, you know, could get a surgical intervention, could have done it before last year. Yeah, I mean, I could have, but at the time it wasn't what was advised to me, and I generally I don't like surgeries. I've never had one, but it had to be done in the end. Unfortunately, when the season already started, so that was a tricky part. The intervention was done right, and I came back already after 5 weeks. I mean, on the court from the moment when I had the surgery. So that's amazing, but I still obviously wasn't ready game-wise, physically. So Indian Wells and Miami were really kind of, you know, a struggle on the court for me mentally, you know, because I know that I can play much better than that, but I couldn't. I just wasn't ready, and that's it. But today, you know, pain-free. You know, obviously having Marian, there's a lot of positive emotions, as I said. He knows me very well, so we worked on a lot of great things in the last 10 days. Physically, I think I'm getting in a better shape, you know, as the weeks go by. And so I think today was a result of combination of a few factors and elements.
Last thing.
Just want to touch upon what you said about Marion on the court. You said he's more than a coach, he's like a brother, like a father. Does this mean that you've been searching for some greater emotional support? That you really needed this in the last frustrations you've experienced?
Well, look, you know, I was very fortunate throughout my life and my career to have really great, honest support from people that are closest in my life, starting with my parents, my brothers, obviously, my wife, and the team of people that I had. I mean, literally with all of them, if not all of them, then 98% of people that I've worked with professionally have been and have stayed my friends. I mean, it's hard as a tennis player not to create that kind of chemistry, if you know what I mean, because you travel so much with each other, and if you do that over 10 or plus years with someone like Marian, who is, you know, the person that he is, very humble, very genuine, and liked around the tour, you know, from everyone, then, you know, the relationship becomes much more profound than player-coach relationship. So that's, you know, the first practice that we had. That's what I felt. I mean, I felt safe on the court. I felt motivated. I felt, you know, a lot of great things. So yeah, we're gonna both work on to keep it that way.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.